Have you watched Winnie? What is that? Pooh's Half-a-Lump movie? It's called Peter Plys and Half-Laufen in Danish.
I think is that when
it's with the elephant. That's not an elephant. That's called
Half-a-Laugh.
It's even better in Danish because like Half-a-Lump, that's cool, but Half-a-Laufen.
Because
such a good film.
It's almost a food.
Yeah,
it's almost a food.
I just like that. So, Winnie
don't mess with Winnie the Pooh.
No.
Yeah, I'm a great fan of Winnie the Pooh. Then I guess. And, I watched Gardens of the Galaxy for the second time.
Okay, so that wasn't a new thing.
Yeah, no.
And you mentioned what we had talked about, and I don't remember it.
You don't remember as you
because it's not important. You're not important to me.
I think we were watching Godzilla. I think.
Yes.
And
Gojira.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden this trailer came, and it was Gardens of the Galaxy. And I think it was the first time I've at least watched the trailer of Gardens of the Galaxy. And then in the end, we just looked at each other and said, that doesn't seem like Marvel at all. We're not gonna watch that, and we didn't watch it together.
Okay, then it's I understand better.
Exactly, but I did, and I was like, I don't know. It's like
it blew up. It was a lot of people's favorite film. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think like film fans, but like a lot of
Marvel
friends
fans.
I have, and just a lot of normal people.
Yeah.
Like that's no, but
that's
it's like
the movie lovers, and that's the normal.
No, but like people who make films sometimes have another appreciation for things, and that's a whole talk. But like it was a lot of people's favorite film.
Yeah, and I would say that Gardens of the Galaxy might get in my top 5 of Marvel films. Not in general,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I really loved.
A lot of people.
Gardens of the
I think
Galaxy.
I'm on the minority there. That it sounds like I liked it a lot less than other people. So,
but I don't know, because
maybe I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I think you do, and then you need to put on your goofy glasses.
Goofy glasses.
Yeah, because I think that
I can't find them. They're
no.
not.
I just love the way that that Groot doesn't have more than one line.
Yeah, just like Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
Hodor.
I haven't watched this, so
I would love to see a crossover film with Hodor and Groot. Then
Yeah,
I would go, yeah.
I just it's a very short movie.
Groot.
Because I just love that you can make superheroes goofy, and then
I like that too. I think that's cool. And there's a lot of things I like about Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, one of my main. It's actually, I think it's probably my problem instead of it being a good thing for me. But I care a lot about plot. So a lot of films, if I don't think the plot is good and it works, then
we can agree on that the plot in the Guardians of the Galaxy sucks.
Yeah,
because it's so it's just so comic.
Yeah.
Because there is this one guy who's evil, and then there is the opposite guy who's not.
But I don't even think that's okay. But just things need to make sense within the universe, and I don't actually remember what I didn't like about it. I just remember there's things I didn't like about it, and because maybe we shouldn't spoil it. But yeah, I think there were cool moments. So yeah, it's cool. Maybe I should watch it again. I get all that. Yeah,
I especially love the end scene. Kind of goes with, I'm not spoiling anything, but if people watch it, they know who Little Groot is.
Okay, yeah.
And I love.
Was that like after credits, or was that?
Yeah, I think that some credits. There is some credits, and then Little Groot comes, and then the rest of the credits come.
Yeah, okay.
But I think I don't know. I just think that Guardians of the Galaxy is like the Avengers, but just more goofy, and it's
really funny.
But I also like the thing in the Guardians of the Galaxy when Robert Downey Jr. he's kind of humor. I love that.
Yeah, I love that as well.
And,
in Iron Man.
Exactly, in Iron Man, and also when he interact with Hulk.
Yeah, I like that as well.
And especially Captain America.
Avengers actually has some problems as well, but somehow I forgave that a little bit more. Maybe it's because I care about some of the characters to begin with, because like no one knew about Guardians.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's funny because, and I this is gonna be brought up anyway. So you haven't watched Star Wars really, but it's actually interesting because to me, Guardians of the Galaxy reminds me a lot of Star Wars in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The main character Star-Lord is sort of a mix between. He's very close to Han Solo, but I guess there's some Luke in him as well, and like Groot is very Chewbacca, and there's a lot of things like that where I should probably
Love
like
Guardians of the Galaxy more.
and maybe there might be other reasons for that, but I think if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, you will like Star Wars a lot. Maybe it's that whole thing with the old films being old, and if sort of they don't look as good in the sort of. In some ways, they look better, but whatever.
Yeah. I thought I could escape that.
No.
Watched
but I am actually going to bring it up because I think we're going to have a rule where between
we're gonna have a rule.
yeah, I've thought about this because this in one way I'm very disappointed and angry and it's not okay. But in the other, as we talked about it in a recent live stream when we were playing games, that I think you're actually lucky, and it's sort of a cool thing. And I would want to watch Star Wars and talk about Star Wars on these podcasts anyway.
Yeah.
So I think. In between each of these episodes, you're gonna watch one Star Wars film, and either you're watching it alone or we'll watch it together. And I think we'll try to get people on in the future when we talk about Star Wars that also haven't watched Star Wars or are a big Star Wars fan, and then we'll talk about it. I think that'll be very
raced
cool.
all over again.
Yeah, I think there's a certain amount. I mean, I have a list of shame as well, games and movies, and but just talking to you recently, there are some things we need to correct.
Yeah.
So
we can agree on that.
So I think I hope you have time next week. If you do,
yeah, I think so. Because
then we'll watch the original Star Wars from '77, A New Hope, before next episode.
And
then we'll talk about it. And then if people out there want to catch up on it, watch it or rewatch it or whatever, and then we'll spoil that. So if you want, but we'll do it at the end probably, so people can skip it.
Yeah. So this is basically a Star Wars class for everyone who hasn't watched them.
This is just my excuse to talk about Star Wars. I quit my job so I could talk Star Wars. Yeah. So, so we'll do that next episode. We'll talk about A New Hope.
Yeah.
So next film I think we'll go through yours first, and now I get to mine.
I also watched
way too much.
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island,
and
with
that's
Leonardo
also,
DiCaprio.
For the first time.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I've heard something of it, but in the first 5 or 10 minutes or so, I kind of thought I had the plot.
That is a film where I feel like you almost need to watch it again, because it's so weird.
And you know
in some ways that it's not like it's a weird film, but there's things that you see when you see it the second time.
Yeah. But I noticed in the beginning that he was looking very strange to the people he was interacting with, and I thought one day I was saying, "Oh, you're going to a sickness hospital of mental ill." So I thought, you look mental ill to me because you're Leonardo DiCaprio. So I don't know if I kind of heard something and then I just assumed that I figured it out myself, but. Something was on. It wasn't only this inspector movie. It was something more with him and his personal background and stuff like that. And I thought I started the movie at 11 o'clock.
Okay, and it's long. It's like 2.5 hours.
It's 2.5 hours, and I was falling asleep, and then.
That's gonna be a weird one to.
Yeah, exactly. Because when I was awake again, people were arguing, and then all of a sudden people wasn't there, and I didn't get much of that. But I totally understand the overall plot.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I liked it because.
No. Yeah.
I'm not sure because that's like you said, that's one of the movies that you need to watch a couple of times before you actually. Can say if you like it or you hate it.
I just think it changes a lot when you see it at the same time. I had seen it, and then I worked at the European Film College 1 year, where part of my job was projecting films on the cinema, which was both for public and for students. And we had that was the year that came out. So I projected that a couple of times, and so I caught, when you project a film, at least in the way it worked there, where it's a single screen, you have time to see a big chunk of the film. You sort of have to work in the beginning and middle, and like every time you change reel, and at the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
And then you need to do some other work as well, which you can do during or after or whatever. But that's another thing. So I projected that a couple of times, and so I got to see parts of it again while it was running, and I think that was very interesting to sort of have the time to go back and see scenes and stuff, and also noticing how long it is, because it was when you project it on 35, then you get extra pieces of film that you need to put. I need to change reel another time.
Oh, so you had breaks?
No, because we run 2 machines.
Okay.
So you put the first one up, and then you switch to the second machine, and then you change the machine that's not running and make that ready, and then when that's over, it switches back. So it switches back and forth.
Okay.
But it's just every time it's done with a reel, you need to go out and stop that machine and fix stuff.
Yeah. I think I watched one movie in the cinema with a break, and that was King Kong.
Yeah. But it's sort of weird because as it works now, they don't need to do it.
No.
It's only because they know people need to go to the bathroom, and so people can go out and buy candy.
Yeah,
that's why they do it.
More money. That's what it's about.
But I think it's also that probably I know some people requested if it's a long film because they want to have a break.
I just don't get it.
Stay at home.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't get why you should have a break if you are. But yeah.
I mean, 3 hours is long, but I was like, then sort it out.
Yeah,
I want.
like
it's a film. It's made to watch in one go. Yeah. Otherwise, watch it at home.
Yeah, I just like being in that universe.
Yeah, it's annoying that it breaks.
Just don't take me out of that universe because then it's not the same.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. I for instance, when Lord of the Rings was in the cinema, I was like, well, I watched the Imperial pretty much only, I think so. There they don't do that, but I was like, I checked that out. Like, do they have a break? Because then I don't want to watch it there. Yeah,
especially with the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. But no, it's not too long. It's not too long to have a break. I don't think so. But many people got this feeling. 10 minutes in the movie. How long is it?
Yeah, that's part of why I enjoy going to the cinema, where I'm like, I can restrain myself from taking out my phone and checking the time there, and then I'm just like, I'm here, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Where at home I can, whichever watch, on streaming or a Blu-ray or something. Then I'm very quick to like check my phone or check Twitter or something, which I hate. I'm trying not to do that, but I love being in the cinema where it's like you can't really do that, and I feel like you're a bad person if you check your phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree. Don't check your phone in the cinema. That's annoying.
Unless it's like, oh, I know my girlfriend is like
having a baby,
dying from cancer or something. You can call like, okay, fair enough. But
so having a baby is not an excuse.
I don't know. I need to think about that.
Only dying from cancer is
the thing. Is, I would say that's not an excuse, but then I would think if I have a girlfriend and she's having a baby, then I'm not allowed to watch anything in the cinema for the whole period where potentially she can have a baby.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's not gonna.
That's fair.
But then on the other hand, if she has a baby, would I want it? Can you just call when the film is done? No, I think having a baby is okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Then I agree too.
Yeah.
Having a baby, dying from cancer. Yeah. Only 2 excuses for checking your phone in the cinema.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
But then it's like you don't check your phone. Then it's just you have it not on silent, and then it rings, and then you check. Yeah. Anyway, next film. What else have you watched?
I've also watched. I'm actually not done with it because that's a series, but I'm in the progress of watching The Walking Dead for the first time.
Okay, the TV show.
The TV show, The Walking Dead. And I am in the beginning of the 3rd series, or the season. Yeah. And then I don't know shit about what's going on.
Yeah, you haven't read the comic.
Not at all. Not at all.
You haven't played the games either, right?
No, and especially when I some sort of mind. I thought that I would going to buy the games because they were on sale.
Yeah, there's actually now there's like an overall Telltale sale where you get like Walking Dead 1 and 2, Wolf Among Us, Borderlands, Game of Thrones. Is there one more in one pack?
Nice.
But I think it was still pretty expensive.
Yeah, it sounds expensive. Yeah. And I think that I'm going to play the games. Yeah. But I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of the Telltale kind of way.
Have you played any of those?
No, but I watched you play Game of Thrones, and then one of your friends said, if you haven't watched the 3rd series, just shut it down now. And I did.
Did you?
Because I'm sure that I'm going to watch.
That's good.
Game of Thrones. Yeah. In a couple of years.
I'm just gonna say for people who don't know. I mean, we're gonna try not to spoil stuff here. I mean, we're gonna talk about things. So if you want to go in blind, like to Interstellar stuff, I get. If you want to skip, we're gonna say some things. If you want to go in blind, you'll hear some stuff, but we won't spoil anything. But what starts in that people who know will know, and if you haven't seen, you won't know what I'm talking about. But it starts with shortly before the Red Wedding.